What's up, everybody? We're back with another Lord of the Rings video, and we gotta talk about something that's coming to the game, as well as some minor little news blips here and there. Star power changes are coming to the game. I think this is really bad. I have a different viewpoint, as a lot of the people in the Discord that I've been kind of keeping an eye on have on the issue. But maybe I'm in the minority. I'm just worried about PVE changes. So we're going to talk about that. I'll give you my suggestion on what to do to make sure you're not getting negatively affected by this. I'll be at the very end of the video. But yeah, so we're going to talk about that. I'm also going to be running through Chapter 6 of the Shadow campaign with you guys while we do that. So there's actually something on the screen because I still don't have a webcam. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon. Bye. All right, so let's jump right into this, and we are going to be tackling Chapter 6 of the Shadow campaign, the normal side. And I just want to show you my team, because this is going to be important in the talk we're going to have here. So I have Azhak, Mahur, Dunhar, all at 4-star, Ugluk, and Ironhide at 5-star, various gear tiers, various different levels. My team is 19.3 thousand power, and we're going to be tackling this campaign. And as you'll see in the background, we're going to be absolutely shredding, but we're not going to dwell too much on what's happening in game. Just trying to give an understanding of the changes that are coming and some, I think, good suggestions that people need to adhere to, or at least consider going forward. But yeah, as you see at this power level, I'm just shredding through this. The only reason I haven't done this campaign yet is, well, because I wanted to do content on it, which I'm kind of doing in a sideways way right now. And it's purple gear, which I don't really need yet. Another thing I don't really need yet is Arwen, and now because they put her in the gem store, I don't think I'm ever going to need her, which is a problem, right? They put her in the gold store, if you will, but she's buyable with gems, 5 shards for 225, 10 shards for 450 gems. That's just not really conceivable for free-to-play players. Like, you get less value for doing it now than you would have if you bought it for 1,000, because the average when you bought 1,000 was, I think, 18. So if you were to buy the 10 shards twice, you'd spend 900, and you would get, well, I guess you'd get 20, which is more than 18, but that was the minimum, right? Like, people could get a nice little bonus, maybe a 30 drop on her, or an 810 drop, which somebody did get. So her initial chest was way better than the prices they're selling her for, which is just not free-to-play friendly. Like, we don't get that many gems in the game, first off. So this is just a little bit of... This is an aside I wanted to talk about. So Arwen is farmable in the game right now. If you're going for Elrond, maybe you're going to just not do campaign energy and farm her up. Get her maybe once every 2 days. I don't know. It sounds pretty janky to me. I won't be doing that. I just won't be bringing up Arwen for Elrond eventually. Unless they put her in a different spot. Maybe this is just a temporary home for her. But the big thing I want to talk about here is the star level changes. Now that hopefully will be popping up soon. They are changing the star level evaluations, like the stat multipliers that it does on characters. So it was very linear before. Like a 1-star to a 2 was 1.1, 3-star was 1.2, 4-star was 1.3, 5-star was 1.5, 6, 1.7, 7-star was 2. Now, if we look at the new values, this is what they're changing to in the next patch. So up to 4 stars unchanged, and 4 stars is a 30% jump, 5 stars is a 70% jump, 6 stars is a 130% jump, and 7 stars is a 200% jump. So just put this in comparison. A 7-star character right now has twice the stats as a 1-star character. A 7-star character after the patch hits will have 4 times the amount of stats as a 1-star character does. This has huge implications. Now, the one I'm hearing about it the most is in PvP. So people are claiming that a 5-star Elrond Elven team will now lose to a 7-star Isengard team. Yeah, probably. The stat difference are insane, right? The 7-star characters having 4 times the amount of stats is absolutely brutal. It's nuts. My argument to that will be like, what free-to-play player are you talking about that has an Isengard team all at 7 stars? Like, you're out of your mind. That's not realistic. You might have a different spender who has a 7-star Isengard team that'll be your elf team now. But that's just spender versus spender right now. So it's kind of a moot argument to me. The PvP part of it doesn't move the needle for me so much. For me, it's the PvE argument of it. Because as we're about to see, they're changing Campaign. So light campaign, chapter 5 and 6 normal is going to get changed to have the new star values. Same with chapter 5 of the light campaign. Shadow campaign, which is why we're doing this right now. 5 and 6 are changed. Chapter 4, mission 7 onwards of the hard campaign is going to get changed. The challenges are all going to get changed at tier 6. Forge in the Deep, Dark Relics, and Lost Artifacts to tier 5 are getting changed, and the Gardener's Journey. Now this is where it gets scummy. They literally say, while we expect the overall difficulty in the end of the campaign mission to remain the same, every account and every player is different. If you are on the cusp of 3-star in a mission, it would be wise to push ahead now. Those two statements contradict each other because it feels like they're acting stupid. We all know that the current progression path that people should adhere to for the maximum bonus to their characters is levels into gear, into abilities, and finally the star levels, because the star levels were linear. It didn't make sense to do it, which is why they're changing it, which is fine. But in changing the PvE content, that has huge implications. So that's why I'm doing the chapter right now, because maybe when the patch hits, all these characters are going to be considered 7-star. We don't know, because they don't tell us. Like, look at this Legionnaire up here in the top right corner. It doesn't tell us what his star level is. It doesn't tell us what his gear level is. It doesn't tell us what his level is. It tells us nothing. And the same thing on the campaign map page. It gives us no information. So we have no idea what kind of difference they're going to make into the campaigns. They could be very well disingenuous and saying that we expect it to remain the same because we expected you to farm the stars up. Like, we expected you to have them all at 6-star for this. Same with these challenges. Like, you're going to see, I have them all completed. Now, I definitely spent some money. I didn't go for elves. I didn't buy every single offer, but I definitely spent quite a bit of money. I have everything done. I'm now racing to level 60, so I can try and get these Forged in the Deep, Dark Relics, and believe it's Lost Artifacts done before the change, so I can try and get it done while they're easier. But this is just a PvE nightmare. This makes no sense. We're at the mercy of them not setting these characters to 7 stars. If they set these new challenges, those campaigns, sorry, not these new challenges, the old challenges, the old campaigns, and they set those characters to 7 stars, that's bad. That's going to make those twice as hard, if not 3 times as hard as they currently are. So that's not fair to the players who maybe haven't spent as much as me, so they didn't level as fast, they can't get to those challenges in time, or they spread out a little bit thinking that, I don't need to do these campaigns. Like, I didn't do this campaign because I didn't need the purple gear. So maybe there's a lot of people who did that, so they didn't build up their shadow team any higher. So there's a bunch of things like that it's just really bad for PvE. Now, there's going to be some winners in this, I suppose, for us to farm. Aomir and Shagrat, now that we can farm them in the arena store, that's a quick farm. Bolg and Halbarad, you can target farm one of them, definitely not 2. That's not a quick farm. But getting him all the way, like Halbarad all the way to 7 stars, will make him an absolute nightmare, right? Like, at 4 times the amount of stats, think of what his heal is going to do. Think about how well he'll tank hits and everything. So it definitely makes those characters a lot more valuable, and maybe that's why we just saw all of their offers get reset, so you can have another chance to buy Halbarad for $40. Another chance to buy like 30 Earmail shards for $40. Kind of crazy, but those are definitely some winners. Now, the losers are any character that is hard farmable, right? Those characters take a lot longer to get up, or the gem characters like Aldred, Arwen, Great Goblin, those kind of characters. But other hard farm characters, they're kind of smaller losers, like Mahur, Azhak, Morza, Dunhar. Those are all hard farm characters, those Isenguards. You can farm them 5 times a day. It just takes them longer to get up. And because of that, it's going to... Yeah, it just adds more value to players that you can get up faster. The giant stat change, which, I mean, we do have some great characters, great early game characters that you can go for. It's like the guild farm characters, for instance. Ugluk, Ironhide, Elrohir. Getting Ugluk to 7 stars as fast as possible, so he just is a mega tank on your team, and he does major healing when he puts a debuff out. Ironhide, getting him to 7 stars, obviously that's in conflict with each other because they're both guild campaign. Getting him, he'll just start one-shotting teams with that kind of stats, so that kind of propels him over Gruhu the Brute in a big way, just that he's easily farmable without having to use gems, which you do for Gruhu. And Elrohir, who's just great single-target damage, good burst, getting him higher faster, it's going to help some players. Again, though, it all comes down to what they do in the changes. What are they going to change the campaign nodes and those challenges, those AI characters? What are they going to be? Are they going to be 5-star? It's not the end of the world then. Well, 4-star preferably, but 5-star wouldn't be the end of the world. 6-star, okay, we're getting scary now. And if they do 7-star in all those characters, now we're in big trouble. It makes no sense. Now, I don't want to be all doom and gloom because they say they don't expect it to change. So maybe they're not being disingenuous and they're just going to set all the AI characters to 4-star. And then it's like a 10% jump or something like that. That's not the end of the world. 4-star is, I don't want to say easy to obtain, but it's easier to obtain. So we'll see where they go with that. Final thing I want to talk about in this video is some of the bug fixes that they did. Look, none of this is very impressive. Prerequisites for Tier 2 SAM campaign been fixed. Arena rewards have been adjusted to pay to your local time. Like, I was getting paid out at 2 p.m. Now it's 6 p.m., which is much more preferable for me. The Arena Rewards inbox message will now have the correct time send time based on the reward time. Energy cost for the Shadow Campaign Chapter 6 has been revised to 8 energy per attempt. I believe that's down from 10, so that's good. Fixed an issue where Lord Elrond's leader ability could give fortitude to enemy Rivendell characters. That's a good fix. Resolve an issue where players could encounter a soft lock leveling Frodo through the tutorial. That's good. You don't want new players to quit the game halfway through the tutorial because they get stuck there. Updated ability description with Elrohir's special, be more clear when Eladin is an ally, and fix an issue with Elrohir's special where stealth was triggered incorrectly on certain boons. So they're doing a bunch of fixes. There's actually more to come, which I think is good. They need to get the rate up. They need to get some content out, and they need to be very careful with the star change. If they just do this star change to affect PvE in the future and to affect PvP, then it's not the end of the world. But if they're doing it and they're making these, I can't get out of my worst case scenario head where it's like, are they going to make all these challenges 7-star characters? That'd be crazy. Some more changes is that a bunch of fixes to Skagrat, which is great. Resolved an issue with Azhak's special called the Weak was not doing any damage if the last enemy standing had stealth applied. That's kind of a silly thing that I've noticed before, but I'm glad they fixed it. Fixed an issue with Grimpus passive when Weaken was not being applied correctly. Resolved an issue where Sam and Mary could flip sides during the dialogue section. That's kind of a very minor thing, but cool that they fixed it. Fixed an issue with the Late Campaign Chapter 2, Mission 7, where Corrupted Galadriel did not have the correct visual effects on her eyes. Like, that's very minor things, right? Very, very minor things. And the rest of it's very minor too, but it's nice to know that they're at least fixing things in the game files that are not either working as intended or looking as intended. So it's good to know they haven't abandoned the game yet, but I would send them caution. Like, do not make the PvE stuff harder. Don't make new players have a higher wall to climb with already the strapped resources we have. For the PvP stuff, it kind of is what it is. Like, the star levels being as non-impactful as they were, I always thought that was silly. So I think the change itself is good. The implementation at this stage of the game is kind of bad. Like, this should have been something they did after the play test. But yeah, it is what it is. Finally, some more fixes. Addressing the issue where Lamian's counterattack was not being applied to melee attacks. Counterattacks now considered ranged attacks as well. Shadow Crystals is now displayed correctly as rewards on certain nodes with Chapter 2 of the Late Campaign Hard, resolving the issue where players could encounter a soft lock, blah, 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 blah. All right, so the totality of what I want to get to you guys is go to your challenges, go to your campaigns, get them done before this change happens, because we don't know how bad it's going to get. I would love to hear your opinions. I would love for the White Knights to come out and tell me I'm overthinking this. I'm being silly thinking that they could even entertain the idea of doing 7 stars. I'd be interested in all that. Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.